Hey guys, it's the Uniformed Historian. Today I'm joining you from my old stomping grounds in Jackson County, West Virginia, at the grave of Mr. John Chancey of the 9th West Virginia Infantry, Company F. John lived a very colorful life. He was born in 1844. He was the son of James Chancey Sr. and Mary Polly Stats, as they called her. He married Emily Winter, and they had at least 9 known children together. When the Civil War erupted, John supported the Union cause, and he enlisted in the 9th West Virginia Infantry in Ripley on November 21, 1861. His physical description shows that he stood 6 feet tall, which was pretty tall for his day and age. Now, John was only in the service until about March or April of 1862, before he was listed as sick, and he was at home recovering for a brief period of time. In July of 1862, he was actually taken prisoner of war by approximately 200 Confederate soldiers when they raided their camp at Summersville, West Virginia, and was exchanged at Aiken's Landing, and he rejoined his regiment. At another time during his term of service, he was detached to go after a deserter. Now, the records don't show who the deserter was or if the man was caught, but family members and historians alike speculate that it could have possibly been one of John's own family members, and the Army sent him because they thought he would know where to look for him. But this, of course, is speculation. In 1864, John re-enlisted at Fayetteville, and he served throughout the rest of the war, and eventually what would become known as the 1st Veteran West Virginia Infantry, which was a combination of the 9th and the 5th West Virginia Infantry. John was mustered out of federal service in the summer of 1865 upon the war's conclusion, and he filed for a pension stating that he suffered from scrofula, which, if you're like me and you had to look up what that meant exactly, it's kind of like a tuberculosis, but it's the lymph glands in the neck, and it comes and it goes. So he applied for a pension, and he was granted the pension on those grounds. And after the war, he returned to farming with his family. He ran a post office and a store at Plum Orchard, Jackson County, West Virginia. And we're actually really fortunate that we have a really neat photo provided to me by one of his descendants, and I'm going to put that here so that you all can see this. For those of you who know anything about Jackson County history, the Post Green murders are something interesting I should bring up in his story. He was among the first people to locate the bodies of the Post Green family that were murdered by John Morgan. While they were out hunting for John Morgan, he allegedly informed the people around him from his wartime experiences that if they saw a white puff of smoke coming from any of the hillsides in the distance, that they needed to immediately duck because that meant that John was shooting at them. And after they did apprehend John Morgan, John did attend the hanging there in Ripley, which now is approximately where the parking lot sits for the Jackson County Board of Education. I used to park my car there every single day when I went to Ripley High School. John did eventually pass away in 1932, and he's buried here where he rests today at Mount Calvary Cemetery here in Jackson County, West Virginia. I do want to take a few moments just to thank you for joining me here today. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you at the next Uniformed Historian site.